Well, hello everybody. It is July 4th, 2024, and you have found Travels with Dottie. And yes, we are talking about doing a full-time RV life on Social Security. And the first thing I want you to do is watch this footage of a few seconds of footage of me and my friends nearby here in Angel Fire, New Mexico, having a good time, getting together and eating out. Okay, there's Frugal RV guy again. And then author Debra Dickinson. Shalom on the road. And the special guest star, Daryl.
Hi, Daryl. Good
How are
to
you?
see you
You
again.
too.
And we are at Angel Fired Pizza. You got to admit, it looks like we're all having a bunch of fun. And the reason I wanted you to see that is that I want you to understand that everyone in that picture are have their own rigs and are traveling full-time. They're full-time RVers, and there is a big range of income from an amount that you wouldn't think would be possible to an amount where, boy, they could do anything they wanted to and everything in between. And I wanted you to see that because look at go back, look at the faces. The faces are filled with contentment and joy. And you can find that, I found with myself and my friends, regardless of the amount of income. But today we're going to be talking about not the lowest income. There are people that do this lifestyle with actually far less than I'm going to talk about here. But a lot of what I'm going to talk about are averages. And the first average that I'm going to talk about is the average single person's Social Security income, and that's $1,710. And that's a mixture of everybody taking it from 62 to 70, and it depends on a lot of things like how much you put in, when you start taking Social Security. But we're going to use $1,710 as the overall average, and we're going to create a budget around that. Now, almost everything on the budget here is flexible. And we're going to talk about each line item individually. And the first one is probably the most flexible one, and I'm putting down for rent, zero, goose egg, $0, because you can easily do this, right? Especially if you are doing what my friends and I do, and we pretty much confine ourselves west of the Mississippi, winters in the Southwest, summers further north, Bureau of Land Management land, National Forest land. These have what they call dispersed camping, and it's usually you're allowed to stay in a place for free for 2 weeks at a time, and then you have to move, depending on the area, approximately 30 miles away, and then you can start that 2-week thing all over again. And that varies by area, but you can do it. And you don't have to stay in RV parks if you are mindful about following the weather, so you're not someplace at a time where it's too hot or too cold, right? Because if it's too hot or too cold, you're probably going to need energy, like electricity, or a robust solar system, or a powerful generator, and not all of us can afford that. Okay, so it's possible to do it, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but there are inexpensive ways to get solar systems. They're inexpensive generators. You would be surprised, but we're not going to address that here. So the next line item, I have gas at $75. And you'll have to forgive the background noise. It's 4th of July here. There are going to be people driving by right and left, and there's nothing I can do to stop that. I have gas at $75. Why only $75? That's not a lot of gas. Well, that's assuming that, like, for instance, you're going to do what I've been doing this summer. Is my campsites are pretty less than an hour apart. So I'm doing a little bit of local driving. I'm not driving very much in long distance. So $75 will get me through a month pretty easily, provided the campsites that I'm moving to are very short distances away. Mileage may vary, but $75 is a good number for me. Now I have food. Food, I have $400, $100 a week. And again, that is going to depend on where you are, what you eat, how you do things. But let me tell you, you can spend a lot more than 400, and you can certainly spend a lot less. And if you want to understand how to spend a lot less and eat well and eat healthy, I'm going to direct you for eating. I'm going to direct you to a channel, and this will be in the description, Frugal RV Gal. And go into her past videos. She is remarkable at preparing, getting ingredients for beautiful meals. I've eaten what she's cooked, trust me, for very little money. Check her out. And overall, and she's very closely related to Debra Dickinson, or author Debra Dickinson. Debra's been on the road full time for many, many years, and she is really good at figuring out how to do the entire lifestyle in a very frugal way. And especially boondocking. She's got a few hundred videos. Check out her channel. That'll be in the description as well. But $400 is well within the American average for a single person. Now the next category up here, I have health insurance at $320. How did I get that? Well, here's how I got that. Let's say you're 65. Okay, you could be 62, 63, or 64 and collecting Social Security, and you won't qualify for Medicare until you turn 65. But this number, base number 320, is from 65, where I'm about to turn 65, and this is how I'm going to spend my money. When you're 65 and you're collecting Social Security, automatically approximately $175 a month will be deducted from your check for the base Medicare, right? And base Medicare doesn't cover everything, so you need some kind of supplemental insurance unless you're willing to pay a lot out of pocket. And the most aggressive one and the most expensive one is Part G, which is another $100 to $145 a month, depending on where you live. And that covers literally everything except a deductible of $221 a year. So that's where the 320 comes from. When you're 62, 63, 64, 320, you have some options. You can put that $320 towards a private insurance policy, which won't be that great, but it'll be okay. Or you can go on the Affordable Care Marketplace, and if all you're collecting is $17.10 a month for income, you're going to qualify for probably in most states a zero amount base sort of nuts and bolts insurance policy where there's a big deductible. So if you get in real serious trouble, it's over $8,000 in a year, you'll be covered. Otherwise, you'll have that $320 that I suggest that you put away every month to plan for just in case if you have a medical problem. Okay, so that's where my 320 comes from. If you have any questions about that, ask in the comments. I'll answer as best I can and refer you to other YouTube channels that are more expert on health insurance. Next up, internet. $80 a month. Where did I get that from? Well, I have this little thing called HomeFi that I kind of use as a backup, but it's a little, I call it a hockey puck. It's a little round thing, orange, that looks like a hockey puck. And for $80 a month, I get, I think, 200 gigabytes of data, which is a lot. And depending on where I am, it connects to the cell service that has the strongest signal automatically. And it's not the fastest thing, but it's fairly adequate. And I think it's, budget-wise, it's a good thing to do. There are lesser expensive things. There is You can get a unlimited visible wireless, which is part of Verizon for, I don't know what it is now. When I got it, I'm grandfathered into $25 a month unlimited. And it may have gone up to 35 or something, but certainly half or less the cost of the 80. But you have to have Verizon service on a Verizon cell, and it's hit or miss. You could end up in places where you can't use it at all. The same is kind of true of the hockey puck home fly. You could end up in an area where there really isn't a usable cell signal. What I do, I have Starlink, and Starlink, the roaming is $150 a month. So that's like solves all your problems if you can afford that. But in the budget here, I put $80. So I got a text message that was from Sally Forth. Sally's parking is in the same state park I'm in now, and that was from Sally. I'll answer that in a minute. So now we're from internet to maintenance, $200 a month. What do I mean? What maintenance costs $200 a month? Well, no maintenance costs exactly $200 a month. So this is a line item where I suggest that, heck, if you have $200 in maintenance on your rig that needs to be done, there's your $200. But if you have a month where you have zero, then put it away. Transfer it to a different account. Create a different bank account that you can transfer this to. Also, if you're doing the zero health insurance, the Affordable Care Act, do the same thing with that $320 a month. So transfer those amounts into an account you don't have easy access to, and let that build up, because maintenance includes things breaking, catastrophic stuff. You need to build up a nest egg if you don't already had one. And let me tell you, it's going to be rare. If you're doing $1,700 a month on Social Security, you're not going to have a big nest egg, but you have the opportunity to build one up. So insurance, I have at $150 a month, and a lot of that depends on the rig, the kind of rig you have, the year, and hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, as promised, I'm back, and we're talking about insurance. I have separate policies on my F-150 and my travel trailer, both of which, well, the F-150 at this point is 6 years old. The travel trailer is 3 years old. I'm paying somewhat less than $150 a month, but I looked at overall averages, and this could vary depending on how old, how expensive, etc. Only you would really have a good idea of that. Laundry, I'm putting, and I'm a single guy that I got t-shirts, I got underwear, I got socks, and a couple pairs of jeans. $20 is what I spend for laundry for a month. If you have something more elaborate, put more in there. Or if you just do it in your sink and hang it up outside, put less. Propane, $30 a month. That's my average year round. I use propane for my combo fridge. And I'm actually, my propane expense is going to go up because I just got a propane generator. It's a dual fuel, but I'm going to use propane, so that'll probably go up for me. And my gasoline expense probably will go down a little. Streaming services, $46 a month. Where'd I get that? Just on Google, what's the average an American spends on streaming services like Netflix, Prime, etc., $46. It can be zero if you need it to be. So that's a total of $1,321. And remember, the average Social Security income was $1,710. So that leaves you $389 to spend on the stuff that I didn't include here, or didn't think of, or didn't know about. Maybe that's savings, I don't know. But it does show you realistically that this can be done. And if you want to take that $389 off, I don't get $1,700 in Social Security. Let's say, theoretically, let's take the $1,710 and subtract that leftover of $389. Let's say you get $1,300 a month in Social Security. there you go. You can do it on this budget on $1,300 a month. Doesn't leave a lot for entertainment and going out to eat. And like when I said food, $400 in the grocery store per month, that doesn't include going out to eat. That's just, you're eating from stuff in the grocery store. So that $389, if you're getting $1,700, here's the other bonus, is that let's say you're collecting Social Security before full retirement age. For most of you, it's 67. So I'm collecting at 62, 63, 64, 65, or 66. There is an earnings limit. And this coming year would be $21,000. So you can get a part-time job and do $20,000 in additional income without sacrificing any of your Social Security income. So, you know, let's just say conservatively, I'm going to work a little bit and I'm going to make $1,000 a month. That's an extra $12,000. That's not going to affect your Social Security, and then it have a big impact on your budget. Other things you can do is camp hosting. They're always needing camp hosts. It keeps you busy. If you're a social person, that's a great thing to do. There are lots of state parks and national parks that will offer you full hookup campsites for free in exchange for certain number of hours of camp hosting, generally between 20 and 30 hours a week. And if you're get energized by interacting and talking to people, you'll enjoy it. There are lots of opportunities there. Private campgrounds give you full hookups and maybe will pay you by the hour as well. So there are lots of opportunities. That's not what this is about. This is about, can you do this lifestyle on Social Security? And based on my experience and the experience of people that I know very well that are in the lifestyle that are able to do it on the kinds of dollars that I'm talking about, the answer is yes. But if you disagree with things that I'm saying and I'm not thinking of things, please feel free to respectfully and kindly put it in the comments to get a discussion going. This is an important topic, and it's too important for me to assume that everybody should listen to what I'm saying. They want to listen to what you're saying too and what your experience is. So if someone goes to this video to try to figure out, hey, can I do this on Social Security? I'm going to listen to Rob, but I'm also going to go to the comments and I'm going to listen to what other people that have maybe more knowledge have to say. So let's make this one a robust source of information. And like, as always, we'll do it in a kind way, okay? And as always, I just love it that you watch my videos, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. I'm grateful. Thank you. And I will see you on the next one.